It's time for us to offer some thoughts on the Mid-Atlantic Christian School Association's Educators Conference that took place in Lancaster, Pennsylvania at Lancaster County Christian School.
The Christian Principles Podcast is brought to you in partnership with the Herzog Foundation. But bear in mind, the views and opinions expressed here are those of the hosts and not necessarily of the Herzog Foundation.
Welcome to the Christian Principles Podcast. I'm Matt George.
And I'm Mark Zockoll. Here we are rolling away from another awesome Educators Conference, this time with the Mid-Atlantic Christian School Association, invited by Mr. Bill Stevens.
Yes.
We're excited about going up to Nutley, New York for a second version of the same as the MACSA takes the opportunity to break up their conference with such a wide swath of Christian schools that they represent. They're able to have a Southern and a Northern conference. So we're excited to be at the Northern Conference in November, on November the 7th, but we were blessed today to be at the Southern Conference in Lancaster.
Yeah. It's weird to think of this as a Southern Conference when we have to go north.
Exactly.
You know,
And I'm not even a Southern boy.
you ain't even a Southern boy.
I'm from Maryland, which is Maryland is not Southern state. In fact, when I remember going down to South Carolina, back in my day, I went back to South Carolina for my first iteration of undergraduate work, and I was told I was from the North. Repeatedly, they would ask me what it was like in the North, and I repeatedly said, I never considered myself to be from the North, so I wouldn't know.
Yep.
I am definitely of the peacekeeping, neutral state, which isn't even something to brag about necessarily.
It's not. It really isn't.
It's definitely should have taken a side in that war on one side. So anyway, we're going to offer up here a quick review of the Mid-Atlantic Christian School Association's Educators Conference. And we're going to start with first of all, it's about a 3-hour drive plus for us to get here. So we were leaving early. But what's crazy is we have now left early for these conferences. And I have left early I have seen 4:30 more frequently than I can say I ever have. Yeah, I've seen 4:30 so often. I am tired of seeing 4:30, but it is what it is because I get to share time with you, you beautiful soul.
So
you and your beautiful soul. And I get to see beautiful parts of the country otherwise I don't get to see, and God has blessed us to be able to do what we are doing. And we did make some connections today, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. But we woke up early. We drove pretty straight through to Lancaster County, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, to Lancaster County Christian School. Wonderful beautiful campus. Beautiful campus. And it's on the outskirts of Lancaster, I would say. It's not in the downtown heart of the city or even the suburbs necessarily. Well, actually, I guess it is in the suburbs, but you don't have to go very far. 5 minutes away and you are in the rolling hills of Amish country, Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And it is beautiful. So that's where we were. We walked in. We were pointed to either one of the tables we wanted.
yeah. Take a pick.
Yeah, we took the one on the side and we got all set up. Anything you want to know from this morning? Confess?
Well, I mean, there's a little bit of a different feeling when you are arriving to these educators conferences as a vendor.
Yes.
/ workshop presenter, but than you would as an administrator, as an attendee.
Absolutely.
So I have a history of being a vendor at things, so I do take stock of who else is vending, regardless. But I was interested how many podcasters were in our presence.
The Beloved Chronicles and the Dragon Slayer Bible authors were there. And apparently,
a lot of books.
Yeah, apparently they do
book
editing.
authors. Yeah.
They do editing and they go to homeschool conferences as they're aware of homeschool conferences. They go together. But those two ladies came up from the Beloved Chronicle series and the, or at least maybe that's the name of her entire book line.
Sure.
And then from the Dragon Slayer Bible lady, I'm sure she has a name, first of all, but also I'm sure that she has a name for her totality of books and her writing business. But either way, they both apparently have started their own podcast recently.
Yeah.
And so they told us what they worked with and what they recorded on and what they not recorded on just in microphone, but also which system they recorded on. So that was fun. And they came and introduced themselves to us, which that's always nice.
So nice.
On those days, you're looking at name tags. I'm looking at name tags across the room and trying to scare people. Hey, Phoebe, what's up? And they're like, what do you, and then they forget they have a name tag on, which I'm just playing with all day long. And it's wonderful. But we set up much as we did. We did not have a microphone to shove in people's faces or a camera to put in people's faces like we did at the first conference we went to. Yep. We want to try something else. We went with just our lavaliers, and there was less flow, just with a smaller number of people than the first conference we went to, which is no problem. But we also, I would say, we definitely encountered more people who said they just did not want to be. Yeah. They did not want to be recorded, or they said we will come back to you. But the difference would be it was a shorter conference, and not coming back to us meant we wouldn't see them tomorrow. Right. And we were busy. Yeah. We'll get to that in a little bit, but we were busy. So.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I guess for the percentage of people that did come by our table,
sure,
it may have been comparable to KCEA.
Yeah. Well said.
But yeah, it was all that to say, not having the camera there didn't really make much of a difference from what we could tell.
No, it seemed as though they were no more willing to be in front of it than they were the camera. So we'll keep playing with it and we'll see. But we do have a few administrators to shout out on this episode, and let's go ahead. Hey, let's do it. Let's hear from them right now.
So my administrator is Mr. Platchek at Lancaster County Christian School, and I love how he is in our classrooms with the students. He's interacting with them during lunch, in the hall when they're passing by, and just supporting us in all that we do.
Now something horrible. No, I was joking.
He wears crazy socks.
Hey, I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Long at Lancaster County Christian School. He has been our leader for the past couple years, and he really cares about the hearts of our students and to disciple them. And so I just really appreciate his heart and the vision behind what he leads his teachers to do.
So I just want to give a shout out to Sherry Garver, who is the upper school principal at LCCS. And she just pours everything into the students, is there for every part of their lives that she can be involved in, academically, emotionally, and spiritually. She's just got their backs and is advocating for them. And it's just a pleasure working with her. She's an inspiration.
All right, coming back in, we're going to talk about our first workshop, which will be really easy. Because the first workshop was going to be cell phone, breaking out of cell phones on a Christian school campus.
I mean, I think we did really well. I didn't hear us make a single mistake.
There were no mistakes made. We were able to double our efforts. We were able to be useful and useful.
Yeah.
We didn't make anybody angry.
Didn't upset a single person. Didn't offend. Everyone agreed with us.
Oh, that's true. They absolutely did. This is all possible, of course, because
nobody came.
Nobody showed up to our first conference, which, for those of you who have ever presented, I don't want to say deflating, because it was definitely a possibility. There was a great number of workshops available to us on that day, and available to the teachers. And actually, Bill Stevens noted to us that there's not as many administrators who frequent the event as there are teachers. So our two workshops were definitely focused more on teachers than administrators.
Right. And the other thing, we had some conversations with some attendees before that workshop, and they were even noting to us that there were several within the first slate of workshops that they wanted to go to, but they had to only pick one. Nobody picked ours.
It definitely seems as though overall the first set of workshops was more desirable than the second, which doesn't make me feel any better about how our second one went so well.
Yeah,
but it seems like we had a good showing for the. It seems like there was excitement for a number of the episode workshops in the first batch. Yeah, less so for the second, which that's going to be anywhere.
Right.
There's going to be people who there's going to be excitement around the start of a conference, and especially what might be, or maybe somebody had to leave, and so they had to push off a few of the workshop titles, or the presenters had to leave or whatever. So it's going to happen. It's fine. But we'll go ahead and skip to the second workshop because, Matt,
People came to that one.
I was encouraged. I went from having the same expectation of 0 and trying to, mentally deal with that, to we had a full room.
We almost didn't have enough chairs.
We had a middle school classroom that we were working out of, and I guess there weren't 20, but there were definitely more than 10. It was a great time, and they were engaged. I know they were engaged because they asked good questions.
Yeah.
It also made me feel like I wasn't explaining things well enough, because a couple of the questions were asked a couple of different times, and that was difficult because we wanted to make sure to be, of course, useful from the start. But then I think back and say, but if I'm listening in those situations and I get lost at some point, if I'm not tracking along well, I have to ask a question. It doesn't mean I didn't listen. It doesn't mean I wasn't engaged, or that the speaker was necessarily horrible. It could just mean that I missed a pivotal point and I needed a little bit more help with that than I received. So trying to look at them that way, and really the questions, and we knew from the start as well in the vision casting workshop that we present, we are working with terms that not everybody shares. Everybody sees addition as when you add two numbers together. Not everybody sees vision as defined a certain way, and perhaps people don't even have a vision. They only work off of a mission, which would then be their vision, and now we're in a rabbit hole. So
there it is.
Yeah.
So there needed to be some clarifying, which we understand in asking of this, and frankly, we go about it with the expectation that people don't either have a vision statement, don't know they have one, or don't review it whatsoever. So it's not surprising when people are like, wait a minute, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I did hear from one set of admin that were sitting together that said, we had to look up our vision statement, and we do have
Which happened the last time, too.
Yeah.
The last time we did a workshop, somebody, while we're talking about it, they're on their phone looking through their website, and then, lo and behold, we do have one.
I found it. and yeah, some schools just have the mission statement they operate off of, which we're going to, at some level, say that may or may not be the most appropriate. But in any case, it was a solid, enjoyable workshop. There was good interaction. Someone came up and talked to you afterwards. It seemed like he found the podcast.
He found the podcast. He's a follower now.
Oh, look at that. We are gained one.
Yeah.
What a blessing. No, we have seen, when we're able to get in front, when people are able to see your face, they want to follow you.
You know, it's really cool. We kind of skipped over this part of the day. But there was a keynote speaker at the event, which was a last minute switch.
Mr. Kevin Mackey of Schools United.
Because we were looking forward to Herzog representative being there, as the keynote speaker, but unfortunately had some issues that needed to be tended to.
But don't worry, Herzog Foundation, because we carried the banner.
We got you.
We broke out our Herzog Foundation paraphernalia, and we made sure that not only in our workshop, which we gave significant time to, but also at our table, we made sure that we were repping with the Lion handouts, the daily Lion news that's out there from the Herzog Foundation, as well as offering our leadership and teacher development series points of emphasis. So we really did do our best with what we had in front of us. Really talked up the Herzog Foundation very well, because they deserve it.
They do.
This episode is brought to you by our partners at the Herzog Foundation, whose mission aligns beautifully with ours to advance and support Christ-centered education. The Herzog Foundation exists to catalyze excellence in Christian schools, helping more children experience academic rigor, biblical truth, and strong moral character, all in a safe and nurturing environment. Whether through teacher training, principal development, or strategic media efforts, the Herzog Foundation is committed to helping you, the Christian school leader, fulfill your calling with excellence. Their vision is bold but clear, a national renaissance in Christian education that impacts culture for generations. At the Christian Principles Podcast, we're proud to stand with the Herzog Foundation in that mission. Learn more at herzogfoundation.com. Together, we're building schools and futures on the rock of Christ. And as always, tell them that the fellas here at the Christian Principles Podcast sent you their way.
But speaking of that, the keynote speaker Kevin Mackey, as he walked by our table, he's like, "Oh wait, you guys are here."
Yes.
So
That's 3.
that we got another one
I think that's the 3rd time we have in the wild been
in the wild.
recognized.
Been recognized.
Now this is a little bit easier because we had our big Christian Principles podcast table
Yeah.
off on our table, but it
Yeah,
counts. So folks,
okay, all
it
right, you
counts.
can count it as the wild.
I was
I guess.
pumped. But
But
we
yeah.
were able to make that connection, and there were some other connections we made, including, and this could be encouraging, discouraging. It kind of just depends on who you are in the conversation. I'm the one who gets to have the conversation, not has to go back to the school and apply the conversation. But we had a conversation with Ms. Katie Pearson from Southern Cape Christian School in New Jersey. And it was a meaningful, deep, revealing, emotional, just a strong conversation with a team there that is trying to do what God has asked them to do with what God has provided them with right now, and is trying to do more than just survive. And I hope we get to be there for her. In fact, I'm going to note that she will be this episode.
Absolutely.
She's going to be this episode's Christian Administrator Spotlight. We're going to make sure we get out to her gift card for Dunkin' Donuts gift card. In fact, Matt, would you go ahead and pray for her now? And we're going to just make this episode all kinds of crazy.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's do it. Father, thank you for Katie. Thank you for her willingness to step into a position that I know she was not anticipating, not necessarily planning on, but you have brought her to this place for such a time as this.
Mm.
And I know she has support in a team that has her back. And even from what we were hearing, a involved and encouraging school board as well. So I pray just as their school looks to the future, looks to do things in a fashion that brings you honor, number one, but is just really serving their families, giving the best that they have to offer, so that their school can be celebrated just for excellence. So pray for Katie and that you would encourage her, give her the tools she needs, the support she needs, wisdom, other guidance, encouragement through your word, as she continues to be faithful, leading her school. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Matt, for praying for her. It's not the end of our episode. That would be what we usually do, but this is nothing. There's nothing usual about this.
Expect the
We're moving
unexpected.
along. Yeah, we're moving along. We're moving back into a discussion of how the day went. We had fun making new acquaintances. We had fun sitting near the book ladies. That we were surrounded by books.
Books
Surrounded by books. Also saw some universities there. That was exciting, and just being in Lancaster County. If I was going to point to a highlight of the day, the highlight of the day was absolutely for me our workshop, and then the ensuing conversations from the workshop. When we provide those, especially the vision casting workshop, I've had the feeling both times that we have actually made impacts in the lives of those who were there. And thank you, Mr. Bill Stevens, for sending people our way a second.
Yeah.
It seems like he definitely told people to come and find us, which,
I mean,
whatever.
our room was kind of hard to find. So
yes.
that's fair.
So they definitely came and found us, and we're thankful for that. And we left encouraged, so that's nice. And
also don't want to overlook a remarkably great lunch. These things where lots of people got to get fed, you never know what's going to come. But
absolutely,
I don't remember the name of the company.
Zito's,
Ziggy's,
Ziggs. I think it was Ziggs Deli.
Wow, they were
great.
Great bagel sandwich.
Yeah, I had tomato pesto, turkey pesto sandwich. It wasn't pita, but it definitely was like pita.
Yeah,
and it was very good.
Ham and Swiss on a croissant, like massive croissant.
Yes.
I don't think they make croissants any bigger.
But it's flaky. It was good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Even the pickle. They had a pickle, and the pickle was also very good.
Lancaster County Christian was also a joy to see and to be on their campus. This was not held on a college campus or on or on a hotel in a hotel conference center. This was held at a Christian school, and I always enjoy going to Christian schools and interacting with the faculty and staff that are there. In fact, for our room, we were able to meet and to talk to
Since we didn't have a workshop.
Since we didn't have a workshop the first time, we were able to talk to the IT director, as well as the homeroom teacher, K-5 homeroom teacher who was in that space, and they were both very kind. And so LCCS, thank you for hosting us today. That's about it. Yeah, I guess that's about it. If you're in Pennsylvania and you're a part of the MACSA, you need to make sure that or New York, of course, Pennsylvania, New York, Delaware, I forget, where they all touch, but New Jersey as well. If you are there, you need to make sure that you reach out to Bill Stevens. You say thank you, and you enjoy the opportunity that it's his vision. Bill's vision is very much to be a value add to the members of the Mid-Atlantic Christian School or Mid-Atlantic Christian School Association. And in so doing, he is driven personally to see people get together in person. He made that very clear in our interviews prior to our podcast episodes and whatnot. When he's been on and interviewed with us, he's very keen on seeing people gathered together. So,
another thing that's really, Bill is on our podcast. And another thing that I felt like he made very clear, just as he was announcing the thing, is just the need for coming together, but also the need for prayer. That's just always going to be something I remember in discussing with him. And so we need to continue to bathe our schools, our leaders in prayer each and every day.
Each and every day. And thanks for growing with us today.
We want to thank you for listening. We're honored that you spend this time with us each week. Our heart is to bring you practical conversations and resources that really serve you as a Christian school leader. One of the best ways you can help us spread the word is by leaving us a review and sharing the podcast with other Christian school principals you're connected with. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Join the conversation and share any posts that resonate with you. Every share makes a difference in helping more leaders find encouragement and practical tools. And remember, the podcast is just one way we help. We also love serving schools through speaking and workshops. Our keynotes and sessions are designed to give you actionable strategies you can take back to your team and implement right away. If you'd like more details, just send us an email at info@christianprinciplespodcast.com. We'd love to connect. Until next time, thanks for joining us on the Christian Principles Podcast.